Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to convert from standard form to slope-intercept form. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to write an equation in slope-intercept form, and I'm going to use the a, the b, and the c. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to convert this thing into y equals mx plus b. A lot of letters going on there. You'll notice that these are all capital and these are all lowercase with the exception of x and y. The x and the y are exactly the same size in these ones. So we're going to use the a, b, and c variables and convert them into a little m and a little b. And this is how you do it. So we're going to solve this just like we would solve any other equation. We're going to solve for y. So since the y term is right here, I got to get rid of this x term first. So I subtract ax from both sides. I'm left with by equals the opposite of ax plus c. Now the reason why I wrote the opposite of ax first and the constant second is because I'm converting it to this equation. And over here on the right side, the x term comes first and the constant comes second. All right? Then my next step is going to be to divide by the coefficient on y as we would normally do if b was a number. So everything on the left side gets divided by b, everything on the right side gets divided by b. So I'm left with y equals the opposite of a over b, x, plus c over b. And I'm using over, I really should be saying divided by, but you'll forgive me, I'm sure. All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this equation right here that I've now solved for y up here so that we can see the comparison, so we can see the similarities. So you'll notice that this, let's see, I'll do it in green so it shows up. So these y's are lined up, the equal signs are lined up, so I know that I've got y alone. Then when I look over here, I notice that the coefficient in front of the x is m, but down here the coefficient in front of the x is the opposite of a over b. So what that tells me is that these two numbers right here, whatever those numbers happen to be, must be equal. So my slope can be rewritten as the opposite of a over b. And the same thing goes for your constant, which is also known as your y-intercept over here. It can be written as c over b. Right, as an example, I got 4x plus 2y equals 8. So what I want to do, I could graph this using the y-intercepts and the x-intercept, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this to slope-intercept form using the same method that I just showed you. So first thing I have to do is identify what does a equal, what does b equal, and what does c equal. So ax plus by equals c. So my a equals 4, my b equals 2, and my c equals 8. Since I know that, I can now find the slope of this line by saying that m equals the opposite of a over b. So I know that my slope is 2. I can find my y-intercept by saying that b equals c over b. So I take my c and divide it by my b, and I get a 4. So to convert this without subtracting and dividing and doing all that stuff, I can just do this math here, and I should be able to write this equation as y equals the opposite of 2x, or negative 2x, plus 4. So to graph that, I would go to positive 4 on the y-axis and put a dot, and then I know that I have a slope of negative 2 over 1. So I know that my graph is going to go this way somehow. So I'm either going to go up 1 to left 1, because my rise was 2 and my run was 1, or I can go down 2 and right 1. And I can do that over and over and over again because that's what slope is. All right, then I can connect the dots with my line. And I know that that line goes on and on and on and on forever and ever and ever. You'll forgive me if this isn't perfect, I'm sure.